Hello and welcome to Purbeck Farm 22, not to be confused with Purbeck Valley Farm from FS19, although it is pretty much identical, which I am absolutely over the moon about, because since FS22 was announced, there's two maps that I've been waiting for. One of them I know we're not going to get. This is the other one. I absolutely adored this map on FS19. It was one of the first maps that I put ridiculous amounts of hours into. I absolutely loved it. For me, for FS19, obviously you take away all the productions and all the stuff like that. It was fantastic. It had everything for us in relation to FS19. With regards to 22, what we've done is we've got rid of most of the starting equipment and replaced it with sort of our own, sort of similar. There's some things we have got extra, there's some things we haven't got at all. Things like a harvester, at the minute we do not own a harvester. But a break from tradition, we're on easy mode. We have got seasonal growth on. And what else? We do have precision farming on as well. What are we starting with? We're starting with this Massey 3707. That's our front loader tractor. I think that's 75 horsepower. We have got this absolute beast of a class, which is actually only a medium tractor, but the Axion 870, that is, I think, just shy of 300 horsepower. There's other bits. This was actually starting bit of kit, so was the Massey. Little bits of kit scattered even around. Some of the sheds filled up. We've also got, we're starting with, I think we've got 60 cows of varying different sort of ages. I wanted to start where the farm's already got something, basically. Because we never do that, do we? We always start from absolute scratch with nothing but a chainsaw and, like, I don't know, a tricycle or something. So the absolute first thing that we're going to need to do is, because we haven't got any at the minute, we're going to need to get some feed for our cows. That is absolutely paramount. And if we have a look, in fact we'll have a look at the map quickly. So anyone who played Purbeck on FS19, it is identical pretty much. There is odd bits that are different, but it is identical. What we start with a couple of fields over here, which we won't even look at probably for the first couple of episodes. We've got these grass fields here, grass fields up there. You've noticed there's a ton of it, especially up where we are now, is all grass based. But that's what we need at the minute. So let's go and get our equipment to get some grass work done. We're gonna need, there's a couple of things, in fact there's one thing, maybe even two things that we're gonna need that we haven't even got. We don't own a windrower. We do own a tedder, but we don't own a windrower. Ooh. Are we gonna hitch onto there, or are we not bothering? Should we have a go? Should we have a go? There we are. What I'm gonna do, I think, is, this is the field where the cows are in. We're gonna mow this here. This is technically two fields. I think half of it we're gonna do with silage and use the clamps that we're just passing now, and then the other half we're gonna do is hay. So I think this, oh my god, do you know what, just that little thing there of bouncing off them posts, that just brings, look, This is FS19 all over again. And these are all over the map as well. You'll see these all over the map. And throughout the series, you will see me get stuck on these posts just all the time. Like, all the time. Because that's all it was in FS19. There's like, as you go around the map, obviously it's a typical sort of English map, British map, whereby, let's just switch this on because this is the one I want to do here, so I don't want to be, yeah, it's got widespread on, that's alright, we turn that off now. Everything's dead tight, get down, everything's dead tight and enclosed, and all the tracks are narrow. Is that just turning into here because of the time of year? Oh, I wonder if that's the case. I wonder if that's already here. That'll be brilliant if it is. I mean, we'll try getting the tether on it anyway, see if it changes. But that would be really, really good if it is. Yeah, so we were talking about the... In fact, I'm going to come back to grass as well. So there's tracks around the map that if you've got any sort of big equipment, you just will not get round certain corners. It just won't happen. Or you'll have to find... I know there's one bend in particular where if you would in any big bit of machinery or a decent sized trailer or anything like that, there was only one way you would get round, and it was like so counterintuitive to do. It took us ages to figure out how to do it, but once I did, it actually worked. But am I going to get stuck on there again? No, I'm not. I mean, you'll see the whole map is things like that, so if you look, just awkward little bits behind, and it's brilliant. As you can probably tell, I'm quite excited about this map coming out, and I've been waiting absolutely ages. Like, it came out for... When did it come out on PC? Was it last week or the week before? It came out on PC, and I don't know why. Someone did put in the comments on one of the Facebook groups, although he was being quite sarcastic, and I don't think... Basically, someone asked about why it came out on PC before, and not on console, and this bloke, whoever he was, put like quite a sort of sarky comment that there was just no need for whatsoever, and I didn't really, to be honest, as soon as I sort of seen the tone of the comment, I didn't even read it properly, but he did put a reason of why, like, and it wasn't just because PCs are better than consoles. It was he did actually say there was a specific reason. I just can't remember what it was. So if you know, let us know. But obviously, when I seen this come out today, I knew I was going to be making a video, and I can't really. Well, I say I can't really. I shouldn't be, because I've got some other stuff that I really, really need to get done. But I just couldn't resist. I'll do that other stuff after. I can knock them beacons off now. The grass, when I was saying I was going to come back to the grass I read is possibly supplied by Oxygen David. I'm sure I read that. So I wonder if that's why it's sort of different to sort of base game map. And if it is this fully grown that we're seeing? Because there's sort of bits of colour at the end, isn't it? Normally when grass is like, when you can first cut it, it's really green, isn't it? And then you get that sort of yellowy browny sort of tinge on it. So yeah, we'll have to say about that, but the grass does look absolutely awesome. Obviously I mentioned the grass there for being Oxygen David. It's MS Modern who's done this, and I've been following the updates that he's been putting on, and do you know what I say he? I don't even know if it is he. that they have been putting on. And then they've obviously had sort of bits of bother trying to get it through through testing them. And there's certain thing I've noticed, I don't know if this is by sort of design or just if they're missing us, but when I've been on the map, there's like quite a lack of icons. I don't know if that's by design or if there's some just missing. So like there's other farms scattered about which we'll go and have a look at. We don't actually own any of the other farms at the minute, but on the map itself you've got it's all the same as 19 as well, so if you play 19 you'll know where they are, but you've got chickens and sheep and you've got cows, which is where we are now, sorry. You've got pigs, there's horses, but none of them icons come up. And even before we started, I went on to sort of a bit of a test map, just to see if they would come up when you buy them, and they're not coming up when you buy them. So whether that's something that has been done on purpose or what, I don't know. But that is something that sort of jumped out to us straight away. And the only reason it jumped out to us is because I couldn't fast travel to that place. So when I went to try to fast travel, I was like, there's no icon to do that. The grass does look really, really good, doesn't it? I wonder if this is going to be exactly the same as what... it is Oxygen David who's doing Court Farm, isn't it? I wonder if it's going to be the same. Right, get this last bit done there. I now want to get that on because I want to. I don't want to turn the engine off. I want to toggle work mode. Turn that mower on. Turn that mower on. We're now going to get swaths. Here we are. And again, that can come off. So yeah, this is going to be used for silage. So we want the hay. We're going to get that bit baled. But then this, we're going to put straight into the pit. They'll just have to have, the cows will just have to have hay for now, unless I go down and buy a silage bale, which I could do. I mean, it'll be mega expensive, won't it? I mean, that deer is just off, isn't it? We'll have to see how much feed our cows actually get to. And when I say feed, that's something else we don't have. We don't have a mixer, a feed mixer. So it's something we're gonna have to look into. There's quite a lot we don't have, to be honest. But I didn't want to buy like sort of everything just in one go before we come on. I've bought some stuff, but not everything. Like I said, we don't even have a harvester yet. Although we don't have any fields that are ready to harvest. They're all well, they need planting. None of them have even got any crops in, I don't think, apart from one, which I think has a sugar beet crop in. But it looks like as well, I'll have to check, and I've only had a brief look. I haven't even actually went to confirm this, but we possibly have our own. I can't even think what it's called. Have our own crop calendar for this, completely different to the base game. I'm sure it is. Like I said, I only had a really brief look, and I didn't even look at it there, to be honest. I'm sure it's different. How long have we been going on? Oh my god, we've been going on 15 minutes already. Right, I am going to get a bit of a time lapse done here, and then we'll go up because I want to get the tether to see if it changes that grass up there, or whether, because it's summer months. Remember on a FS19 on seasons where you cut the grass in the summer and it was already ready, wasn't it? It was already dried, and you'd get hay from it straight away. I don't know if that's maybe the case here, or whether we're going to have to get the tether on it and then just bale it. Well, we'll have to go and get a windrow first. You can see the castle in the back. Is that the castle? Yeah, we'll have to see if we can get up there as well, right in the background. I don't think you could get up to it. Could you get up to it in 19? I can't remember. We'll have to see what we can do on this one. I purposely haven't been round the map, sort of explored the map. I've quickly been to bits. And then when I've been setting the equipment up, obviously transporting it up, but that's it. So there's a lot of stuff that I haven't seen yet either. Yeah, let's get this time lapse on quickly because we're already sort of running out of time. Right, we have the tether. We'd have probably got away with using the Massey for the tether. However, I didn't want to sort of unhook everything, so we will be using the class. Are we changing? Yeah, we're changing. Different colour. Different colour. Fantastic. You'll have I'm sure this is very 19, isn't it? The colours, it's very FS19. Although, and I've always thought, I've said it before on videos, the way the grass is at the back looks absolutely fantastic. I've always thought that is, the visuals for that is really, really good. Like, there's some things, isn't there, where the visuals aren't great. Things like the potatoes and the beets and stuff like that coming out of the harvester, that's never been overly great, has it? But the visuals for the grasswork in 19 is just absolutely spot on. Try not to get too close to the trees this time. What's nice, and it's completely alien. If I was on any other type of sort of Let's Play or anything that I normally do, I'd be thinking I could cut them trees down and make a few grand out of them. But I don't think I'm going to need to on this. We're on easy mode. We've started with some stuff. We can just sort of relax and play, can't we? I've got, for doing that sort of stuff, I've got Griffin, haven't I? Griffin, Indiana. We're, what are we? I think we're 18 episodes through at the minute. Still using tiny bits of kit. Still just, I don't know. Just struggling through, basically. with very little money on a map that's just huge and costs an absolute fortune to get any fields on. I mean, this, don't get us wrong, I'll show you now, but if you remember from 19, or even if you're new to it, basically you buy fields, the majority of them, you buy them in bulk. So there, 33 is them 4 fields, so that's like 584 grand. 35, them 3, there's 487. There's 20, there's a couple of fields. So I mean, they're all in bulk. So you'll buy a few fields at a time, and they ain't cheap. But that's because you get a few fields at a time. I think there is fields on here where you can buy. I think, remember from 19, if it's the same, yeah, there is ones down here where you can buy them individually. But we're gonna have to get some cash together so we can start getting some more fields. Although I think once we start getting this silage in, we won't need all of it for the cows. Once we start selling some of that, with the economy we've got it on, I think we'll make some decent money off it. More than £1,000, or it's in dollars, I suppose, on Griffin that we're getting for a silage bale, which is just heartbreaking. In fact, I put some grass bales through on Griffin. I don't know if it's the one we've just done. I don't think it's been released yet. I put some grass bales through, and we pretty much got pennies for it. It was absolutely soul destroying. Big grass bales as well. They weren't even just sort of little ones. They were big grass bales. And do you still use pennies in the US? I know you have cents, but in sort of programs you sometimes hear pennies being spoken about. But that's pretty much what we got for our grass. Let's go back here. We might as well do that boundary here. Right, and let's quickly, I was going to say let's quickly jump back in the time lapse, but I don't want to be time lapsing all over the place. Tell you what, I'm going to get, we need to go down and hire a windrower as well, don't we? And we need to do that as well. That's not even like, I suppose we could go and pick the grass up and, nah, we need to hire a windrower. It'll just be a cheap windrower we'll hire. There's no restrictions on this, by the way. On this series, we can lease or rent. We can get loans. We don't currently have one. We're just starting with that 100,000. Yeah, whatever the normal restrictions I have on contracts, we can do contracts. I don't know what the contract situation is like. Contracts. So there's some on there. It doesn't look like you're going to get overly much for them though. Field 18 you're going to get 9 grand for. I think Field 18 is one of the ones down the bottom near the store. But I am literally going off memory here. Memory from years ago as well. I love the colour of that, you know, it looks so good. Hopefully that one final pass will do this bit here. I wasn't gonna show us driving down, but with it being a new map, I think we probably should. We're going to get a windrower. What I could do, in fact, it's what I will do. I'll even just keep this with us, and I'll put it on the front when we get down there. And we can go out this gate here. We'll get that folded up. We'll see some of the map. I'll just leave that open. We might as well come back in this way. You'll see how tight. I mean, this is pretty much standard. Up over on the left, I remember buying this in FS19. That's just a flat placeables area. What did I put in there on 19? I think I put a really big silo in there, and there might have been some sort of factory unit that we put in there as well. I don't know, pellets or something like that. We've just passed where the pigs are. And these are the... You can see all these little wooden poles sticking up there, an absolute nightmare. That's where the... Oh, this is where the horses are. That was still part of the pig farm, just on the right hand side. Yeah, this is the horses here. And that up there, that is a separate farm as well. That was probably actually on 19. The sort of my favourite area to work in there. Around that bit. We'll come to that at some point, I'm sure. Right, let's get that off there. And get it hooked to the front instead. You will see we've got a little, I don't even know what it's classed as, a forklift, I think. That was actually the forklift we've got there was just in the used machinery when we came on. So when I sold everything, I thought we might as well just have it for the what are we looking for? We might as well just have it for the series. Now we're just gonna, I don't really want to buy one of these. It doesn't have to be massive either. I don't know what I want. I've never used one of them. Is that a normal rig? It is, isn't it? We'll not use it. Right, what's that? 7 meters. What's some of these along here? 8.4. Should we go for that 7 meter one? Let's try that. Coverland 714. We could even just keep that on sort of like a long-term lease, couldn't we? No, I have noticed the traffic moves pretty fast just like that on here, so we'll have to be careful. I love one of the things what I really like about the conversion to the 22 is there's even bits, in fact mostly around the map when I'm driving past, there's even bits of equipment just scattered in fields that are exactly the same as what we're on 19. Let's go into a different view, not that I can see much like. In fact, we don't want to be in this view, do we? We want to be looking. it sort of slopes up. I've always liked that on this as well. You sort of go on. It's on quite a severe incline, and when you get to them, we can't really see them over there through the trees. When you get to them fields there, you need a lot of horsepower because they're really, really steep, like mega steep. Right, let's get these gates closed. Oh my god, this video is going to be so long. Right, let's get these gates closed and get that down and get this road. It's not the biggest as a but for what we're going to be using it for, because I mean I've come into these fields, these grass fields, because these are pretty much the biggest ones we had. We've got some of the ones opposite, not, I don't think it's that one right in front of us, but ones to the left of that are quite a lot smaller. So it's pointless having massive equipment when we just won't have the space to do it. So that one, the little sort of V-shaped one that you can see just over the road there, that's ours, and the one to it, the left of it as well. Oh, it's, I suppose it's right, our left. My left as I look at it. I'll just try and go over that bit with the baler. Right, I'll get this finished off, and we'll come back when we get the baling started. It might be that. I was going to say it might be that doing some of the work with the forage wagon we might not be able to do now, but we need to really. Either way, I'll get this road up and we'll come back. Right, we are baling. We've got it set to the maximum of 240 centimetres per bale, which is it 9,000 litres? Yeah, or 9,000 litres. We'll have a look when it pops out. I haven't even been looking, to be honest. What are we on? 6,000. Yeah, it's gonna be at 9,000 in it. We're not gonna get the silage work done today. We might get it done in this in-game day. We ain't getting it done in this video. It's just going to be too long. If I wanted to do that, we should have time-lapsed a bit more, to be honest. But, as you can probably tell, I'm sort of quite excited about the video coming out. And I've not shut up. So, that's my bad. I say the video coming out, I don't even mean the video, I mean the map. I was excited about the map coming out. Which I suppose in turn could mean I was excited about the video coming out, but that's not what I meant. You can, that field there, what the cows are in, on this one, I don't think it was the same on the last one, on this one, it actually counts as a field. So you can see where the grass is different, and if you go into it, it comes up with, well, there's no information because I don't have any of the details purchased or any samples or anything like that, but yeah, it is a field that we can cut. I don't think there's meant to be 60 cows in there, you know. There's no way it looks like there's 60 cows in there, does it? I don't think I'll do that on camera because with the animals in there it will just look an absolute mess. So if we get, which we probably will, I'll probably just do it and put the grass in the clamp, to be honest, because it's just a waste, isn't it, if I don't. Yeah. I may as well do it at some point. We're going to have to figure out as well on this map what the cycles for the grass is, how many cuts we're going to get a year, if we're going to get 2 full cuts a year or what, or whether it's just going to be 1 full cut like this and then 1 partially sort of grown, so it's like stage 2 out of 3, if you know what I mean. All these little bits I can come back with. We'll get this last swath done, and then we'll quickly run over and get the massey, get the cows fed, because at the minute they've got absolutely nothing, and they need water as well. I'm not sure though whether to do manure or whether to do slurry. I know we have a slurry pit. I don't know what the crack is with the manure. I don't know whether the manure you used to, I think you used to just go straight into where you drop the feed and pick the manure up there, from what I remember. I don't want that to turn. Get that switched off. Right, let's go and get the massey. This is so nippy, it is unbelievable. I'm not used to having tractors. I hope that opens in. Does this open inwards? Isn't? There it is. Yeah, I'm not used to having tractors as new as this. I don't even know. Is it a new tractor? I don't even know what year it was made or anything like that. We'll have to have a look. But I mean, it just feels. It feels like a little go-kart. It's fantastic. Obviously, we're used to. Good. I thought it was gonna maybe struggle, but it's got decent sized weight on the back. We're used to sort of tractors from the 50s and 60s, aren't we? And ones that can barely move and reverse at 4 miles an hour. Do you have to press the... Yeah, you do. You have to press the actual gate itself. I do like that as well. I prefer that as a feature rather than pressing the middle of the gates. I know Attingham Park's another one that does that, isn't it? Let's see where the trigger is. It just there, is it? Yes. And how much does that relate to? 8,000, so that'll keep them going overnight. I don't need to do that straight away. What we do need to do though is we do need to not drive straight into that gate, because that would be bad. Where's the water point? Is it still there? It was here, and that. There's no marker though. I wonder if that's where you place the water. Right, let's go and have a look. This will be, I think, the last thing we're going to do. There is our tanker there. I think it's actually called a cistern in our in Mod Hub. Can we get around there? Yeah, just. Right, that is going to take ages to fill, so I'll be right back. Just about there, and it does take some time. I think all them free water pumps take quite a bit of time. We've got the, I say we've got, we're not even playing the map at the minute, let alone recording on it. But No Man's Land was the same, wasn't it? Right, are we gonna get out of here alright now? Go on. That'll do. That'll do. Get this gate closed. I hope this, just as I've come round, is enough. It's not. This type of trailer is going to be an absolute nightmare in here. A bit closer. Am I going to have to get right next to it? Are you just going to walk straight through it? Yeah, you are. I mean, why wouldn't you? Right. This might take some time. Right, what I found easier is we basically just did a big loop. We went outside, we came round, and parked up next to it. Because reversing that thing is obviously nigh and impossible for someone of my skill. So, they have here, at some point, we will get the total mixed ration. However, at the minute, we don't have the straw, we don't have the silage, which we're working on. We're going to have to buy some straw because we haven't even got the opportunity to get some straw at the minute. And now they've got water. Obviously, a long way to go. However, I'm chuffed that we're back on Purbeck. Really, really pleased. I've been waiting for ages to do this series, and when I came back onto Griffin, and I said there's another series that I'm waiting to do. I'm just waiting for the release of it. This is the one that I was talking about. I knew it was coming, but we just didn't know when it was coming. So now it's here. It's going to be completely different feeling to what Griffin is, or to what most of the other Let's Plays have been, because we're not going to have the same restrictions. This is literally just going to be a nice, easy, relaxed sort of playthrough. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I said, you can probably tell I'm buzzing that it's here. MS Modern, thank you for releasing it. And I shall see you again in the next one. PlayStation